Warning, incoming game over. Warning, incoming game over.
Good New Year's Eve, Winnipeg. My name is Brendan Labarre, and welcome to Game Over Winnipeg. The Winnipeg Jets have lost to the Colorado Avalanche by a score of 5-2, and we are going to be jumping into it. But before we do, let's talk about Hyperdrive Hockey. Shift into Hyperdrive and get ready for some fun with your new source for all the biggest stories in hockey, bringing a unique style of broadcasting and commentary with a Quebecois flavor. Hyperdrive Hockey combines top-tier hockey analysis, big stories, pop culture, and a damn fun atmosphere that will drive debate, make you think, and more. Join Max, Daphne, and Kevin every Tuesday and Wednesday for your fill in on the hockey world. Watch on YouTube, on the Game Over Network channel, or subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon. Head to our website for more. And while you're kind of looking for the link in our description to our website, why not click like? Why not click subscribe? Free and easy way to help the channel. And you know what? While you're here, why not hop in our chat? We have a nice little chat box on the screen so you can see yourself, be a part of the show, as well as if you are maybe watching this a little later, why not post a comment down below to kind of join along? I'm doing the next 8 streams. I'll get to your questions, comments in the next overtime period. So let's get into the game. So the Jets were on a back-to-back. We knew they may come out a little slower. Avalanche are a very speedy team. But one thing I've been noticing since the last game overall is, especially since Nashville, is the Jets are kind of playing lower in their own net. They're kind of playing more of a collapsing system, and that's going to come up a couple times here in the game. But as the game got started, the rush game really started. The Avalanche were kind of going really quick, a really nice start for them in this game. And the Jets had a few nice chances as well. They were kind of trading some nice good ones. A Scheifele pass to Dylan Collin was a notable one. A Dylan DeMello pass to kind of a stretch back. I forget who was on the other side of it, but he shot it across the crease like the Winnipeg Jets defensemen are known to do. So it's just really a kind of nice trading chances on both sides. But I don't think if you're the Winnipeg Jets, that's the type of game you want to get into with the Colorado Avalanche. As for goals in the first period, there was one. It was the Lehkonen goal, and that was the one. Logan Stanley's in front. It's just a point shot. Logan Stanley kind of just pushes him down, but Lehkonen, I don't know how he did this. A lot better hockey player than myself, is able to get a stick on the puck and just tip it into the net. And I think that comes down to, you could say Logan Stanley did everything he could, but you got to get the guy's stick. He's not going to score. He has a better chance of scoring with his stick than he does with anything else. And I think, you can kind of give him some leeway on that one. But if you're playing this system where you're collapsing more towards your net, the point is kind of to outnumber the people in front to make sure things like that don't happen, so that everyone has a job. And I think that's where kind of Logan Stanley kind of missed the point on it. But otherwise, I think that new system was kind of doing well. And then at the end of the first period, the Jets kill of a penalty by Colin Miller. He got called for hooking. And there was a really nice chance on that one too, with Lowry connecting with Connor. And you really like that one too. Connor continuing some strong play as he has all season. The second period starts kind of like how the first one did. Some real breakdowns, some fire drills from the nets. The Avs just continue to fly out there. We got Northy Ducky. Did I say that right? Do I have the full username? Yeah, True North Ducky. The host looks like the guy from Prestige Worldwide. I am from Prestige Worldwide, the captain of the ball hockey team, Prestige Worldwide. Oh, man. I would love to know who that is there. Avs fan. Jets playing a slow game, and then bang, you guys tie things up. The Blackwood thing has really reset for us. I'm glad it's reset things for you there. Very excellent. I'm glad, because I like when elite players do nice things. And I really didn't want Nathan MacKinnon to be stuck with just this goaltending that has been kind of plaguing the Avs. And it's really nice to... I just really like when the best players in the sport do great things. I didn't want him to be held back by that, especially if we have a rematch. Andrew Pugh says, see you guys in the playoffs. I would love that. That'd be great to have that again, because it seems like every time we go up against the Avs this year, it's just such a measuring stick. And that is just a nice thing to have, and hopefully this rivalry kind of builds up. So yeah, the Avs come in, second period, start going things on, and then the Jets score. And where this really starts with is a huge play by the second line They come in, they have a really nice play. It really starts with Cole Perfetti winning battle behind the net, getting to the point, creating a bunch of cycles, creating some chances, and then the fourth line comes on. The Avs player, I forget who it was, comes in, is forced to dump in the puck. The broadcast was really trying to give credit to Kevin Sawyer there, to Logan Stanley, but he was just kind of, window wipering his stick over, and it kind of dumps in the puck. Pionk gets it, boom, past the Barron, comes in. Barron has a really nice puck protection, gets it over to Kapar, uses his speed, gets to the back door. It's in the net. And then we get to the Tays goal. So the Tays goal makes the game 2-1. And what really happens here is there was a switch at some point where Scheifele started playing the wing, Velarde was playing center. And then there's a little breakdown at the point, and it looked like Velarde wanted to get back to playing the wing, or he thought they had a really nice rush chance. And what ended up happening is all three forwards get caught up high, creates this beautiful seam for Makar to get it down to Tays. Makar's not going to make that mistake. He rips it through the seam, gets it to Tays. Tays just gets it one chance, knocks it in again, gets it in on Eric Comrie, who played really well today. Eric Comrie had a fantastic game. He just never seems to get that goal support. And maybe that's half like him being on the second half of a back-to-back, but he just never seems to get those goals. And then on the Velarde goal, Velarde kind of made a little bit of a mistake on that last goal, but then we have Velarde coming back with a goal to tie things up. And it was, again, a really nice cycle. The Jets did a good job of kind of being on the cycle this game. Adam Lowry, he has the puck. He kind of comes up, gets it down to Nino Niederreiter, who follows up. Logan Stanley comes down the wall. He just throws it at the net. It's bouncing. Velarde, no one better in the NHL right now. I'll say it. I can be a homer. Then cleaning up that garbage in front of the net in the crease. The Jets are tied 2-2. And then as the period kind of went on, you're thinking back to that first Jets game of the season where they won 1-0. You're like, okay, as much as things are tied here, at some point an onslaught will be coming for the Winnipeg Jets. And then what happens is in the third period, the Avs top line comes out and they just keep doing what they always do to us. They're coming, they're going, they're chance after chance after chance. And when they're off, the Jets can get some things going. But when the Makar, Rantanen, because they started the game apart, McKinnon and Rantanen, they come back together, but they come back and they start going. And just to get some huge chances. And one thing that Scott O'Neill did, which I thought was very, very, very fun, is he went Nino Ryder with Lowry and Ehlers in the Appleton spot, and he went back to a line that was very successful for them last year in Perfetti, Nemestikov, and Iafallo. And I thought that was a really nice change, even just to try a different look, and especially when we talk about preparing for the playoffs, just knowing what kind of works and what doesn't work against a team you struggled so mightily against. And then on the middle stat, Gabriel Velarde just had a Jacqueline Hyde type of game today, where Girard took a shot, hits Gabriel Velarde's stick, and then the rebound goes to the Jets defenseman, tries to get it back up to Velarde. Tony Wilson. Thanks, Tony. Happy New Year, too. Cousin Tony in the chat. Gabriel Velarde they try to pass it to Gabriel Velarde, and Gabriel Velarde, his stick was broken. Girard gets it back. He passes it D to D. I think it was Manson who shoots on net, and it gets tipped in the net in front. So just another one where that was pretty unlucky that the stick was broken there, but we have to get those sticks in front of the net because that's one thing that killed us in the playoffs, especially Valerie Nichushkin. That's a tough name to say, but you got to have those sticks in front just to make sure that they don't get those goals. And then as the game kind of went on, the Avs kind of fell into a 1-2-2 where they were able to kind of keep the Jets at bay, but they still took their chances when they wanted to. It looked like DeMello got hurt. I didn't get to see if he was back on the ice at all. I'm not too sure if he was. Connor looked great in the last few shifts. It looked like he was really going to tie it up on a couple of occasions. One where he just kind of danced around a falling Avalanche defenseman. And then another one where the puck kind of bounced around the backboard to him. And then the Avalanche scored an empty net with Rantanen and Colton to end the game 5-2. And that's just kind of how the game kind of went. And just a lot of things going on there to kind of make the team fall 5-2. I think if the Jets want to work on one thing, obviously you don't want to have the be on the back-to-back as opposed to the Avs who had those 3 days of rest. But you really look at those rush games and you really look at that McKinnon line, and you have to think going to the playoffs, they need to find a way to stop that line, because that line may not have scored, but they sure didn't not almost score. I'm sure I used that double or triple negative correctly. They looked so very close on so many occasions, and they were huge difference makers in this game. If not being on the scoreboard, then very, very close. And so let's hop into the second period. And I'm changing up the formula a little bit today. It's gonna be kind of fun here. But before we get to that, let's talk about, self plug here. Let's talk about the Game Over Winnipeg, YouTube channel, how you can support it. There are several of free and easy ways to support the channel. Number 1, click like on this video. Number 2, subscribe. Those are both free and easy ways to support the channel. Barely an effort. Just go down there. If you're watching this afterward, like, subscribe. If you're listening to this on our podcast channels on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all them jams, rate us 5 stars. Just super easy ways to support us. And then if you got, let's say you have lots of money. Let's say you have like more money than me, which is some money. We have a Patreon account as well. You can help kind of support us in that way. But really, like and subscribe, just super easy ways to support the Game Over Winnipeg channel. And with that, let's go into the second period. I think for today, what I really want to do, it's New Year's Eve, okay? New Year's Eve. Hey, Josh. Hope you're... Josh, great Game Over Winnipeg supporter. He is just a lovely guy. A Toronto Maple Leafs fan. Josh, Happy New Year. Can't wait to see you in the next few days. True North Ducky, the Jets actually played quite well considering 3 and 4 net. I completely agree. Played hard. They really stuck in that game. It just sucks that Commer always seems to get the back-to-back games, which is extremely tough to win, especially tonight. Yeah, and I hope that, especially as the season kind of goes on, I hope that they find a way to get Hellebuck more rest and Comrie some more starts. Giacinto Materia. I said it when the Avs first got Blackwood. Watch out, rest of the NHL. If he's normal to go on a regular basis, this team is scary. Yeah, for sure. And one thing that I've always said is, players, there's a reason why like guys get their second chances and when they have such a high draft stock, and it's because people always tend to be who you think. Like, a lot of people tend back to go. I'm just going to recollect my thoughts. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm just word vomit here. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. And Mackenzie Blackwood, kind of going through the system, he was always this really highly touted prospect. And he always had this potential. And maybe, especially with goalies, everything I've heard from really smart people who are smarter than me, they always say that goaltending is as much about the system as it is about the goaltender. And hopefully just the Avalanche system can kind of bring out the Mackenzie Blackwood. Like, for instance, Connor Hellebuck, a bigger goalie who just gets square to the puck. He's a guy who is able to just let the puck hit him. So one thing that teams can do is just kind of not have those, not have the shots kind of be side to side. Just let them shoot, let them hit him in the chest. It is such a great way to kind of play towards his strengths. Then we have True North Ducky. We have no time for Toronto Maple Leafs fans in here. LOL. No, Josh is always allowed in the Game Over Winnipeg chat. Sometimes he has me on his big projector screen against the wall, which is very nice. So great comments, guys. Look at you all up here in the chat on this fine New Year's Eve. And as we go through the kind of second period here, what I want to do is I kind of want to recap the Winnipeg Jets 2024, kind of go through the big moments. I got about 13 of them here that kind of sum up some things. And then, I got to learn how to say this name. Giacinto Materia. I agree, Leafs fans, talk to us when you can win more than 3 games in the playoffs. LOL. It was 2 years ago. All right. 2024 for the Jets. Some big things, some things good or bad. We can decide if they were good or bad together. Maybe we can comment in the things depending on what they did. First thing, January 23rd, 2024, they waived defenseman Declan Chisholm, who today in The Athletic had an article about how he's turning to a great top 4 defenseman. And with that, really sucks. Could really use him right now. And I think that's, maybe not the biggest thing. You were losing a depth guy. They really tried to sneak him through waivers. but it just when we see Logan Stanley out there every night, it's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow. True North Ducky says, I sometimes listen to Illegal Curve as well. Pretty good show over there. But whenever we play the Avs, all they do is praise McCarr, McKinnon, and Ranton for an hour. I mean, it's hard not to do that as well, but I think, if we're a Jets show, it should be more about how the Jets can defeat those guys, Like, we all know they're good. There's no new ground being broken there. Same day, the Jets waived Declan Chisholm, January 23rd, 2024. The Jets allow three. They don't allow more than 3 goals. Or no, the Jets. Sorry, I misread my own writing. We have the best team in the NHL, said Harold Peltier. Yeah, I mean, pretty hard to disagree with that right now. The Jets allow more than 3 goals for the first time in 35 games, with a loss to the Bruins, setting the record for a stretch of allowing 3 goals or less of 34 games. The previous record was 22 games by the 1920 Lightning, and this is from Reddit user Knackers Underwater, which is I guess, a reliable source. I mean, you go after him if this is wrong, but just remembering that stretch in January, that really, like when Kyle Connor was out, they played such good defense. It really kind of set the stage for what this team could be, and it was Scott O'Neill at the helm at the time, kind of setting up things. Josh says, I mean, it's better than winning just 1 game per playoffs. Come on, Josh. Be respectful. January 28th, 2024, they acquired Sean Monahan from Montreal in exchange for a 2024 first-round pick and a conditional 2027 third-round pick. I'd say that was pretty good. He turned out pretty well. A really nice fit on this team. One critique I had, not the best skater, which is something we've talked about when talking about Sean Monahan, but fit the power play bill. Left-handed centerman who's really good at draws to be on the power play and also super good in that bumper spot. Maybe not as dynamic as Ehlers is right now, but still really good for what they needed at the time. Speaking of trades, March 3rd, 2024, acquired Tyler Toffoli from New Jersey in exchange for a 2025 second-round pick and a 2024 third-round pick. I think Tyler Toffoli, the book's kind of about just another guy they added that didn't have quite the speed to make an impact on this lineup. He kind of needed more speed around him. And on the Devils, especially, they seemed like they had kind of more of that to give him. Like they had more of like the Jack Hughes and the Heishes, just guys who skate a little better, as opposed to in Winnipeg, because they really tried to make the Ehlers, Monahan, and Toffoli line work, but it's just not enough wheels if you have both Monahan and Toffoli on a line. Colin Miller for a fourth in 2026 on March 8th. Pretty good trade. He's still with the team, plays meaningful games and minutes. I think he's been a great depth defenseman. April 21st, 2024, the Jets beat the Colorado Avalanche 7-6 in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. What a fun game that was. I think that, like, as we look back on last year's playoffs, I think we need to also reflect on how fantastic that first game was, just from a entertainment experience. Like, at the end of the day, sports is entertainment. And I think, you don't get much better than a 7-6 game in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Then we have, on April 30th, they lose to the Avalanche. The other side of the coin, that sucked. And then on June 25th, 2025, the Jets signed Dylan DeMello for a 4-year contract at $4.9 million. And with that, like, what a great contract that's seemingly turning out to be. He's someone who, not seemingly to be, I mean, it might be bad at the end of it. He's going to get old. But with that, like, I mean, he's the guy who kind of lets Morrissey be himself. Hopefully he's not too injured at the end. So we are at June 25th, 2024. While we are halfway through the year, let's catch up on some comments. We have Josh. Oh, wait. First we have... No, I already read that Josh comment. My buddy Josh Anderson, we're all watching you. Thank you. Then we have True North Ducky saying, well, we're just fighting with some people in the chat, like just some Jets and Leafs going on. Jesse Olenek says, I hate whistles. That's from him talking to me about we want this game to be really, really short because I want to go to New Year's party. And we gotta give this Game Over Winnipeg stream some justice. True North Ducky, we also beat Edmonton 4 straight. The Leafs have won 1 playoff series in 25 years. What are your thoughts on Logan Stanley? Jesse, I think he is 6'7". All right, and then July 6th, I'm not going over like little signings, okay? Let's grow up here, re-signing people to 2 years at like $1 million. Come on. They acquired Dylan Coghlan, who looked great today from Carolina. Roster player for future considerations, pretty good. On August 22nd, they acquired Jaeger for McGordy, and I think that was pretty big. I think that was pretty big in terms of just like getting out from a bad situation. Like, if there's one thing Chevy will do, it's not panic when a player doesn't want to be here. And I think, as far as returns kind of go, I think, yeah, like getting Braden Yeager, a guy who was picked in a similar range and the same thing, looks pretty good. The World Juniors, that Canada team. I'm not sure what the score is right now. There was 10 minutes left, and they were actually no spoilers. Someone might have it PVR'd, so we'll see. But just pretty good trade. I think the circumstances coming to the trade may be questionable, but as we see Roger McGordy more in the NHL, maybe we can get more of a sense on if that was some legitimate criticism on how the Jets develop players, or if that's just a him thing. We have some people talking about Logan Stanley contract. Stanley gets better every game. I think the Jets are doing the right thing. He definitely is like contributing more on goals lately. I think he had a really nice play yesterday, especially on who scored the goal? The DeMello goal. Kind of creating space for his teammates. He seems to be making much smarter plays. I think he is making some better decisions. He shoots the puck a little less, and that's something he used to just wire all the time, and I'm glad he's trying to make some plays out there. And then we have Coughlin and Heinola. Jaeger got an assist on the only Canada goal tonight. Yeah, I saw that too, and you know what? That's great, and I love that especially since the last time we had a nice whatchamacallit. We haven't had a nice Canadian on the team since like Morrissey and Patan. It's really nice to see Braden Yeager on Team Canada for them. Andrew Pugh, unsure what the cap looks like. What do you see the Jets doing near the deadline? I think they need to get that the defensive depth kind of cleared up. I think they'll add a couple guys back there. I don't think they're comfortable with their decor right now, which is why you're kind of seeing some pairs with two righties, two lefties, especially when coming to the season. They really seem to value the lefties on the left, righties on the right thing. And I think so they'll try to shore that up. I think they'll try and get a left-handed defenseman to try to fill that kind of third pairing role. Whether it should be Heinola or not, they don't seem to trust Heinola. And I don't know. Don't forget 55. Mark Scheifele is Canadian. He was great in the World Junior team. And hopefully, I don't want anyone to get injured, but he should be on that World Canada team. We have people going today. Look at us go. Fife goes. Sure hope DeMello isn't out long term. Yeah, the defense is looking pretty tough. That was COVID years. Never gonna happen again. It was in last 2 years ago. At least, yeah, we got some other stuff. Do you still consider trading Ehlers, given that he is currently a point per game, or not even top power play? He's top power play. You pay him. I think that he's just too good for anything. He's just too good. And he's making that power play go. Kevin Heat and Walton coming soon. Kevin Heat looks great. What a pick that was, 4th round last year. He seems a little raw, but he'll be time. He'll be getting good. Hopefully. If not, it's just a steal. It's nice when they do well in junior. It's nice when your prospects do things. Almost time for the third period, Josh says. We're getting there. We have Jaeger for McCourty. Oh, October 20th, 2024. The Jets signed Brian Little to a one-day contract before officially announcing his retirement. And what a nice sentiment that was to send off one of the guys who was here from the start. Really enjoy seeing that from the Jets. And what I love seeing from you, Game Over Winnipeg, right now is look how full this chat box is. If Josh, you can see this on your projector. I'm probably not on the projector. It's got to be the Team Canada game. But look at this full chat box. And you can probably even read yourself. It's a little small on my computer right now, but like lovely. Do you think the Jets should rest Hellbuck? Does his recent playoff performance for you? I think they should be resting him because you just don't want fatigue. You don't want, like, especially when you get to the third round if you get to the third round. But that seemed to be something that stopped him in that Vegas series. No captain in 3 years for Colorado. Yeah, the Gabriel Landeskog thing. I just don't think McKinnon would take it. I think he just respects the guy too much and he hopes that he comes back. What else? The Jets had a 15-1 start to begin the year, set an NHL record. Amazing. I have Chibrikov coming up just because I like when we have rookies. And the Winnipeg Jet, I like rookies. We don't have a lot of those in Winnipeg these days. And then for the December 31st, we are entering the new year with a record of 57, 26, and 3. That's like best in the NHL or was coming in. And then the overall going to the season, going to the next year, the Jets are 27, 11, and 1, tops of the NHL as well. And here we go. We have some other things going for the third period. I'm going to combine the third and fourth period today. Okay, we're going crazy. We're going crazy mode. Hopefully I don't get fired for this. And we got some other things. Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, Jesse, thank you. Happy New Year. We have a huge house party going on 30 people, and we got this show on live on the big screen. Let's go. Tell everyone, hey, all of you at this house party, stream it on your phone too. Come on, that way you can comment too. We can get this going. Question from the group. Who is the best looking Jet? This is the debate. Ooh, Adam Lowry's a contributor. Morgan Barron's really good. That's a good one too. Who is their other? They had like a third, like really, Josh Morrissey. Some people like. It's like a different like facial stature that people like about him as opposed to like a rugged Adam Lowry. Anyway, third period. I got to read an ad, okay? So let's go into the third. And when we do that, Game Over has you covered after the game. But in order to get ready to watch the Jets, you've got to get your game on too. Game On Winnipeg is a short-form daily news podcast covering everything you need to know about the Winnipeg Jets. Debuting soon, get all your Jets news in under 10 minutes, Monday through Friday, on the Game Over Winnipeg YouTube channel and in podcast form, which you can find at thegameovernetwork.com/pages/Winnipeg. So with that, Josh is Larry 100% on the best looking Jet. Pretty good choice. Now, guys, we are going to be saying, if you were the Winnipeg Jets, what would your New Year's resolutions be? And this is like why we're kind of making this a third and fourth period thing. This is what I want to talk about. It's also what I think you guys can kind of contribute in on. So just kind of like, let's join in. Let's say if you were the Winnipeg Jets, what would your New Year's resolution be? I have a few as well. So just start going off there. I'll go through mine. Then we'll go through. Then I'll read our ad for the fourth period, and then we'll go through yours. Cool, got it, amazing. So, number one New Year's resolution is we need a long-term second line center. It would be amazing if we got that. We haven't had that since Pierre-Luc Dubois. Look how that turned out. But it's been a process. It's been ongoing since kind of 2018. They thought they had a solution. They didn't. Number two on our New Year's resolution for the Winnipeg Jets is a Nick Ehlers contract. I love him. I don't want him to go anywhere. I think that they should be looking into that. Number three, get some depth on D. It's really showing in the last few games or in the last bit that they're just not the same team without Dylan Samberg. And I think that can't be an excuse going to the playoffs this year. Number four, play better in front of Comrie. Again, Eric Comrie doesn't seem to get the goal support today. I don't know if that would have made a difference. He played really well tonight, and they did their best. I gotta sneeze. Wait, we'll see. Number five, I would like if in fall 2025 they had a player on an ELC to make the team out of camp, or have like Lambert or Chibrikov close out this season. And number six, I would like for them to go for it. I would like them to go for it. Trade one of the big prospects. If you can, keep Lambert. If you got to trade Yager. If you got to trade Barlow. If you got to trade, who's another guy? I think that's just kind of the big three here. But I think everything should be on the table for these guys. If you can get like a long-term like Dylan Cousins-like player or Dylan Larkin, I don't know. Get them. Let's go for it. There's not going as these Hellebuck and Scheifele contracts go, we are going to be kind of in a worse spot. We got some comments here, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do our final ad read. And what a way to do it is look at this cool stuff. We're going to hide the chat for a second. Actually, we're just going to, okay, you guys deserve to be on the screen. Look how you came out today. Oh, it's not letting me move you. Oh, well. Look at the QR code. Wow, that's where you can find our merch. Look at this mug. I've been drinking out of it all game. You can have one of these too. Everyone in my family got one of these for Christmas. And what's a better way to support something you love? Well, you can just, if you want to support the show, you can just like, comment, and subscribe. But what's a better way to support something you love than by rocking it as clothing? Game Over Winnipeg's apparel line has dropped with 3 unique designs. Whether you feel the nostalgic pull of our retro skater design, want to make a statement with our established design, or you want to wear your love for goalies proudly with our live and die by the goalie design, or if you just need another coffee to get you through the winter, we have you covered. Designed by Brady Chalice from the Game Over Winnipeg. Use the QR code on stream now and take a look through our apparel store and help us rebuild local sports in Winnipeg and Canada and our community, and we'll take these down. We want to chat on here. We're going to keep the mug up here because it's my favorite part. And let's look through. Well, you can answer things like, hey, what are the Jets New Year's resolutions should be, or any other relevant comments. Look at us go. All right. We have y'all on Casey Middlestad. I don't think we should be okay. If you're looking for a second line center, we're not taking your second line center. You know, like it's like if someone's house constantly goes on fire, you're not going to buy that house. If Landeskog isn't back by the playoffs this year, Makar will be the captain starting next season. Interesting. I guess I also don't have like that insight on McKinnon or like the guys in Colorado. Jesse. Also, Predators and Rangers downfall needs to be studied. I think like just the Predators are just like they just signed a bunch of old guys who are slow, and I think it's just that easy. The Rangers is a different story, especially when they have a goalie at Connor Hellebuyck's level. Spencer Cardbury should be Jack Adams. That is Washington, I believe. Jesse also said not to be biased or anything, but my vote for Jack Adams is going to Scott Arniel thus far. I think it's hard because it's all based on expectations. The Jets won a lot of games last year. They won like 52. And so it's not that big of a jump, but like something like Josh saying like Washington is something the voters usually go for. If his name is Dylan, why not? Love Dylan's. We had like 3 to start the season. Tony says, yep. Yeah, everyone got these mugs for Christmas. Seawalk 1985. Can't forgive this game. Back to back with travel in Colorado sitting since December 27th. I completely agree. Seawalk, or is that Quack? Like guacamole? Actually, not at all. Yeah, they were completely rested, and I think that's one of those things where it's an 82 game season with everyone has a different schedule. But you'll take the 3 and 4 nights with the 2 wins, 1 loss, and probably easier rest in this 8 game road trip coming up. Very good. Jesse says true that. Yep. And Cosmic Debris says it was good to watch these 2 teams play tonight. They both played well in spite of the final score. I completely agree. It was a very nice game, very playoff style, very good to see on both ends. Gonna take the mug down. And we'll see if we have any more questions. Yeah, thank you guys for watching today, too. Since I started here at Game Over Winnipeg, it's been really nice to kind of grow this channel. We kind of started about 60 subscribers at the start of the season. We've grown, we've almost doubled it. We're at like 118, and that's all because of you guys. I really appreciate the constant support that has been coming. Just even if you come by, you come through once, you're here all the time. I really appreciate the support that has been given to the channel.